let me show you how to install these TPU tubes on your bicycle. So if we compare TPU tubes versus regular butyl tubes, when it comes to installation, we actually have to be way more careful, as obviously they're much thinner and we can easily pinch and damage them. Also, when installing them, also make sure your rim is actually in good condition, so without any like scuffs or stuff like that can essentially catch it. And also make sure you have like normal tire liner basically inside your rim. Also, if you need to use tire levers, make sure they are either plastic or properly cover whatever you have in thick tape. So you see these are my tire levers. And yeah, basically when I'm actually installing basically butyl tubes, again I do not cover anything, but again with these obviously make sure they're properly covered, so again we do not want to damage the tube. Also, if you are looking to get these tubes, in the description I'll include special discount link where you can get them for absolutely crazy price. So personally, for a pair of two I only paid like $6 for them, and that also was with free shipping. Out of all these more affordable tubes, I think this brand actually makes probably one of the most durable ones. Again, for this price, if you follow the special link, they're absolutely insane, so like $3 or $4. And in fact, this is my third time actually installing these. So previously I installed basically on my road bike and also 29-inch bike, so you can get basically them in that listing in any size as you want. And first what we have to do is we actually have to slightly pump up this inner tube essentially. So again, we can't actually put it in completely flat, otherwise again there is much greater risk to basically it twisting in some way, pinching and getting destroyed essentially. So again, so something like this is perfectly fine. So again, you do not have to pump it up, basically just put in some air like this. Okay, so you see what I have done here. Also, for example, this tube over here comes with this nice adapter over here so that we can remove it. And see, I'm going to take it and simply insert basically in my rim here. So it's hard to film with one hand. Let's see, basically I have inserted inside, so it will simply like go basically through that. And once we have the tube inside, make sure to again double or even triple check basically how it's actually going inside. So again, we can't have any kinks whatsoever in this tube, because again it's obviously more fragile than a butyl tube, especially during the installation process. So let's verify several times how it would actually expand once we actually close the second wall and try to pump it up essentially. So again, make sure it's everywhere okay. And once you close the second wall on your tire, I suggest you to take a pump basically and put in tiny bit more air essentially, so it starts to slightly expand. And we're going to again simply like peek inside if everything is okay. So again, on both sides of the tire, simply peek inside if it basically is expanding correctly and as it should be. On the other side as well, so simply observe how it actually is inside. And when you finally start to pump it up to the normal pressure essentially, while pumping obviously also keep an eye basically on the tire and see if it doesn't bulge out anywhere, which obviously would indicate a problem with the tube. So overall I would say installing these TPU tubes is pretty much identical to installing any other tube, so there isn't much difference. The only difference is you obviously need to be tiny bit more careful during the installation process and when actually inlaid inside, and verify that it's actually properly inside. So obviously you also need to do that on any other tube, but again, so basically these obviously are much thinner, and if something kinks basically obviously it can like cause like way more trouble basically than when you actually install basically these like butyl tubes, which are obviously tough as old boots. So again, but after you actually install them, when it comes to durability, I think they're pretty much identical. So just an installation process, again, simply verify a bit more if it's actually properly inlined and everything is okay. And again, in the description I'll include the special discount links that you can use to get these tubes for absolutely crazy price on AliExpress. So literally a bit over $6 with free shipping for most sizes for this price. I think they're absolutely great. Anyway, good luck.